If you've been researching a move to Charleston, you've probably seen all kinds of videos about Cane Bay, about Nexton, and maybe that's not your vibe. Maybe what you're looking for are mature trees, large lots, and a neighborhood that feels like you've come home. And that's what we're going to talk about today.
There are neighborhoods like Ashborough East, historic Summerville, Old Village down in Mount Pleasant, some really beautiful neighborhoods that when you think of like the movie scenes from South Carolina, that is the neighborhood that you're thinking of. And then, you've got room to move and walk around, nice wide streets.
Wraparound porches,
things like that. You have your sweet tea out on them, which is a lovely idea. But then when the actual rubber hits the road on what the numbers look like, you're like, is that really where we're going to end up? Okay, what do the master plan communities have? Not that the price point is any less or more, but sometimes you're getting more for your dollar when you move into the master plan versus an established neighborhood.
If you're nervous about moving and you're like, I'm leaving everything I know, you might want to pick a master plan community because you're going to have new construction that's going to come with some kind of a warranty. You're going to have an amenities center where there's going to be a activities director to get you introduced to people that you haven't met before. And everything's turnkey. I mean, they've got groundskeepers for the common areas. They got trails that you can walk on. So everything's in one spot. There's not a lot of places you have to go because you probably get lost in a new community if you've never been there before.
One of the things that we had to consider when we were moving here was I said, we're going to have a giant target on our back because we are from California. Don't move here from California.
You're going to ruin it.
You're going to ruin it. Don't bring your blue to our red and all that. I was like, okay, the beautiful thing about moving into a master plan community versus an established is that there's not a lot of people that are like lifers in these master plan communities. That's the decision that we made that you might be thinking of as well of well, what's going to happen? How am I going to meet anybody? I don't know anybody there. If you do, are they going to live in that neighborhood? So leaving California, moving to South Carolina, 3,000 miles or 2,500, close enough to 3,000, is a big distance to figure out right there.
Yep.
You want to kind of check off some of the things that you want when you live here.
If you're new here, I am Dan. This is my lovely wife, Angel. She is dual licensed in both California and South Carolina, and we are both licensed in South Carolina. And if you stick around to the end of the video, we will have a GenX fun fact. I will ask the question, she will try to answer it, you guys will try to answer it, and we'll have a lot of fun going back to 80s nostalgia.
Yeah, baby.
So stay tuned for that,
yeah.
And let's get into the topic for today.
Yeah. So let's talk about what a master plan gives you, especially if you are Generation X, and we're now starting to look at these 55 plus communities, these active adult. The thing that's really neat about a master plan community is there's no thinking to be had. There's no strategy.
Yeah.
It's planned. The store is close. The lifestyle director, especially in the 55 plus, Del Webb, Nexton, Del Webb, Point Hope.
Yeah, they got the
4 seasons.
They got the month planned in advance.
We take clients there and we look at that agenda and we're like, well, I want to play mahjong and I want to go on the boat tour and I want to go on the walking. And if you're a golfer, they've got golfing. I mean, there's no shortage of things to do in the 55 plus if that's what you're wanting when you move into the master plan. Because we moved into a master plan community straight up, but it wasn't 55 plus. We weren't ready.
No.
But now we see them, we're like, maybe.
We had clients that went into a master plan community. Within the first day, they were going to the pool with their granddaughter, going down the water slide.
Yeah.
I mean, it's awesome.
Sent us a picture of their new golf cart. They didn't give it 2 licks of a thought. They just went all in. So that might be you. If you're thinking, okay, if we're going to make this move, I don't want to have to, I don't have littles anymore. I'm not going to be, doing the things that I would do back in the day where I would have made the friends. Now I've got to just kind of have them ready to go. That is the beautiful thing about a master plan community.
Now that we've kind of covered master plan communities, let's talk about established neighborhoods. Now what you got there is you usually have larger lots. Now, since they're older communities, typically the HOAs are a lot less because maybe they don't have many bells and whistles, or there could be a lot of houses in that neighborhood that helps drive that cost down. Now, you are dealing in some cases with houses that could be 20 years old, 30 years old, even 40 years old. Some people would see that as a negative, other people see it as an advantage. On the advantage side, the houses were built better. They were made to last. On the negative side, you might have systems that are about to fail or needing to be replaced, like the HVAC or the roof. So those are things to consider. But you're looking at older growth trees, you're looking at wider streets, you're looking at classic designs where the houses don't look like they match every other house in the neighborhood.
For real.
So there's a lot of advantages to being in an established neighborhood versus a master plan. In some cases, they don't even have an HOA.
Yeah.
So you got that going for you. Now, as you're watching this video, you may be asking yourself, well, yeah, Dan and Angel, I would love to be in an established neighborhood in Summerville. I don't even know where those places are. I don't know what they're called. I don't know where they are located. Help. Starting with Summerville, and then we'll talk about Mount Pleasant. So Summerville, you have Ashborough East. Old growth trees, it's very shaded. You have brick homes that were built in the 80s and 90s. You got Legend Oaks Plantation, where you have a golf course. So if you're a golfer out there and you want an established neighborhood, why not have the best of both worlds? And then you've got historic Summerville. If you want a historic home, if you want to be walking distance to the downtown area where you've got shops and dining and a bakery to go to, that would be awesome too. Pine Forest Country Club, mature trees, wide lots, traditional brick homes, club-centered social life, if you're into that kind of thing. And then you have Kings Grant, the Summit, Newington, or Tea Farm. Those are additional options with larger lots and quieter residential neighborhoods.
This entire list we will put in the description below for you to get your Google on and then call us and go, okay, Angel, we want Tea Farm and Ashborough East. Send us some homes there. So don't forget to get into the description below for all of that information. And while you're knocking around down there, don't forget to like and subscribe, because we know that a lot of Californians are thinking about leaving. A lot of Californians are thinking about leaving and moving to South Carolina. And we would love to be the realtors of choice, because we know what it's like. So take care of that. Again, this list will be down in the description below. Take your time, read it, get your Google on, and then reach out, because we get it. Okay, now let's talk about Mount Pleasant. Mount Pleasant, for you that have done your research, you know it is right across the Ravenel Bridge from Charleston. So you're in Charleston County. You're no longer in Berkeley or Dorchester County, and you're also closer to the water. Mount Pleasant is an established neighborhood. Apparently, back in the day, it was farmland. Our hairdresser told me the funniest story. She now lives here in Summerville, but she grew up in Mount Pleasant. And she said that when she used to drive to Summerville, she had to pack a bag because it was such a far drive. Now people commute from Summerville to Mount Pleasant on a regular basis. But can you imagine back in the day, it was pretty far away. Anyway, all that to say, if you're looking in Mount Pleasant, you can still do exactly that. Find an established neighborhood and not a master plan community. And some of these neighborhoods, again, are going to be in the description, but let's go through them. The first is going to be Oak Village. Homes that were built before 1900. Hello.
Wow.
So those trees are going to be a little older. Those streets are going to be wider, and it's going to get you all of your South Carolina feels when you're in that neighborhood.
The roads had to be wider because you had carriages. Hello.
Yes. Then we've got Cooper Estates. Those are going to be more ranch style, built in the 60s and 70s. So maybe we'll get a sunken living room or a sunken tub or some sort of
carpet in the bathroom.
Yeah. But those are homes that were built in the 60s and 70s. And so it's a very, very established neighborhood. Again, to Dan's point, we're looking at 40, 50-year-old homes, but your feel is going to be there for what that lifestyle is going to look like. Grassy Creek. Now we're getting into some custom built homes, larger lots, and again, established neighborhood. And then we've got Pepper Plantation.
That's just a great name.
Yeah, that is your horse-loving equine neighborhood. So there's probably going to be not just walking paths, but probably paths for you and your horse to go on. And again, it's an established neighborhood, tree-lined streets. We're kind of on repeat here, but you get the vibe. We're trying to make sure that you guys know when you're getting your Google on, this is what you want to do.
Well, if you're interested in the vibe of Mount Pleasant compared to like the Summerville area, Angel has described it for you Californians out there. It is the Orange County of the East Coast.
Yeah. Okay. So the benefit of these older neighborhoods is, 9 times out of 10, it's still going to have an HOA, but it's from the 80s. It's not one that's bright and shiny, brand new like what we've got now. So the rules are probably a little less intrusive than what we've
Right.
got in some of like Cane Bay and Nexton Del Webb and Midtown Nexton and some of the, Summers Corner. They're very particular.
Yep.
And we live in one, so we're speaking to this directly. But some of these older neighborhoods, you're mainly paying for the name on the gate, the name on the brick on the outside, and a few things with your golf cart and
Yeah.
the pool.
I mean, if you want lawn art, an established neighborhood, you probably get away with it. Where in a new construction, they'd be like, no glass balls on the front yard.
Yeah.
We don't like that.
Yeah. So you have to be very intentional about what you want your life and house to look like when you move here. And we are, again, coming at this from former Californians that left California and moved to South Carolina. We were deciding between Bluffton and Summerville. We had an agent in Bluffton that ended up helping us in Summerville because we were like, pretty sure we were going to go there. And then we're like, no, let's go to Summerville. So bless her heart, she drove up and took care of our purchase here, but we ended up in a master plan community. All that to say, we get it. We know it's a lot to consider. We've got one more point to share with you, and then we're going to get to the GenX fun fact.
Now, regardless of which direction you decide to go, you will love the options available to you in the Charleston area. Whether you want your house to look like a postcard that you would send somebody from your vacation to South Carolina, or whether you want a house that's designed to your tastes. Say, I want to pick the countertops, and I want to pick the elevation of the house, and I want to decide where in the community I live. And that's an option for you as well. Any way you slice it, we can find something that will suit your desires to a T.
And we look forward to calling you our neighbor, our friend, and fellow South Carolinians. But now, let's talk about the GenX fun fact. We'll wrap it up after this, but this is the fun part.
This is going to be simple.
Oh, okay. Let's go.
What candy did not exist in the United States until 1982?
82. Skittles?
Holy crap.
Did I get it?
Yes. Wow. This is a first.
Yay! I've never gotten it on the first go.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Woohoo! Taste the rainbow. Has it always been Taste the Rainbow?
I don't know, but they got some crazy commercials about that.
Did you get the GenX fun fact? I don't know.
Wow.
I have no way to know, but I'm super glad that I got it on the first try. What about that?
Amazing.
Yeah, we look forward to hearing from you. Leave us a comment down below if you are watching this from California. Holla. We want to hear from you, and we'll see you around town.